Have you ever felt a prickle of self-doubt when someone glances your way? A shiver of insecurity when a comment, even a seemingly innocuous one, lodges itself in your mind and festers? We all crave approval. It's part of our social DNA. But when we live our lives beholden to the opinions of others, we build our happiness on shaky ground. Imagine, if you will, 1,000 whispers swirling around you, each one carrying a judgment, an expectation, a criticism. Some might be well-intentioned, others laced with envy or insecurity. This cacophony can be deafening, drowning out the quiet voice within, the one that holds your truth, your desires, your unique song. The danger is that we begin to internalize these whispers, mistaking them for our own. We shrink ourselves, contort ourselves, trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for us. We become chameleons, constantly changing our colors to please the crowd, losing sight of our own vibrant hues. From the moment we're born, we're bombarded with messages about who we should be, what we should look like, how we should behave. Society, with its ever-watchful eye, subtly and sometimes not so subtly, dictates the rules of the game. It sets the standards, dangles the carrots of acceptance and praise, and brandishes the stick of judgment and exclusion. We're taught to value certain traits over others, extroversion over introversion, boldness over sensitivity, conformity over individuality. This societal conditioning seeps into our subconscious, shaping our beliefs about ourselves and the world around us. We start to view ourselves and others through this distorted lens, measuring our worth against arbitrary standards. But here's the secret they don't tell you. These rules, they're often arbitrary, rooted in tradition, fear, or the desire to maintain the status quo. They change with the tide of time, shifting with cultural norms and societal whims. What was once deemed scandalous is now celebrated. What was once shunned is now embraced. Let me tell you a story, a rather amusing one, about my dear old friend John. John, you see, had this rather flamboyant fashion sense. He was rather fond of brightly coloured waistcoats and bow ties that could rival a peacock in their splendour. Now, some people, bless their cotton socks, found this rather outlandish. They'd make snide remarks, their faces contorted in disapproval. John, being John, simply chuckled and carried on, his attire a vibrant middle finger to their narrow-mindedness. You see, John understood something rather profound, those criticisms. They were more a reflection of the insecurities of the beholder than a true judgment of his character. We often project our own fears, insecurities, and unmet desires onto others. We judge in others what we fear in ourselves. The next time you feel the sting of someone else's disapproval, take a moment to consider the source. Are they speaking from a place of genuine concern, or are they simply projecting their own distorted self-image onto you? Now, I'm not suggesting we all become social rebels, thumbing our noses at every societal norm. There's a certain beauty in shared customs and traditions, but there's a difference between respecting social graces and contorting ourselves into pretzels to please everyone around us. The price of conformity is steep. It chips away at our self-esteem, erodes our sense of self-worth, and leaves us feeling like pale imitations of who we're truly meant to be. We become strangers to ourselves, our true voices silenced by the clamor of external expectations. This constant need for validation can lead to a perpetual state of anxiety and self-doubt. We become prisoners in our own gilded cages, our lives dictated by the fear of judgment. We shrink our dreams, silence our passions, and deny ourselves the joy of living authentically. Section 5. Finding your own North Star. So, how do we break free from this tyranny of other people's opinions? How do we silence the cacophony of external judgment and tune into the quiet wisdom of our own hearts? The answer, my friends, lies in a journey of self-discovery, a pilgrimage to the heart of your own authenticity. It begins with identifying your values, those guiding principles that light your path and give your life meaning. What truly matters to you? What do you stand for? What brings you joy? Once you have a firm grasp of your values, you can start making choices that align with them, regardless of what others may think. This is not a one-time event, mind you, but an ongoing process, a lifelong adventure of self-exploration. It requires courage, a willingness to step outside the comfort zone of social approval and embrace the unknown. It means learning to trust your own judgment, your own instincts, your own inner compass. Section 6, silencing the inner critic. Now, I know what you're thinking. Easier said than done, Stephen. What about that pesky little voice inside my head, the one that whispers doubts and magnifies insecurities? Ah, yes, the inner critic. We all have one, a constant companion on our journey of self-discovery. But here's the thing. You don't have to believe everything it says. Just because a thought pops into your head doesn't make it true. The next time your inner critic pipes up with its litany of self-doubt, try this. Acknowledge its presence without judgment, then politely tell it to bugger off. Focus on cultivating self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Celebrate your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and embrace the perfectly imperfect being that you are. Section 7, the joy of authenticity. Living authentically is not about seeking attention or validation. It's about showing up in the world as your true self, quirks and all, and allowing others to do the same. It's about speaking your truth with kindness and respect, even if your voice trembles. It's about dancing to the beat of your own drum, even if no one else can hear the music. When you embrace your authenticity, something magical happens. You attract people who resonate with your energy, who appreciate you for who you truly are, warts and all. You build genuine connections based on mutual respect, shared values, and a celebration of your unique quirks. You'll find that the more you live in alignment with your values, the less you'll seek validation from others. Your sense of self-worth will stem from within, a deep wellspring of confidence that can't be shaken by external opinions. Section 8, a symphony of one. In the grand symphony of life, we are all soloists. We each have our own unique melody to play, our own rhythm to dance to. Don't let the fear of judgment silence your music. Embrace your individuality, celebrate your quirks, sing your heart out, even if your voice cracks. The world is a richer, more vibrant, more interesting place because of our differences. So go forth and be gloriously, unapologetically you. The world is waiting for your encore.